Hello beautiful souls and welcome to my channel, welcome back to my returning subscribers, long time no see. Straight into the pick a card. So today's pick a card I've been inspired to do something I believe would be interesting to most of you. If you had the chance to speak to your ancestors, what would their prophecy about you be? Or if you had the chance to ask an oracle about your life, what would the prophecy about you be? So I hope we can get out of this reading a perspective on your future and destiny, obviously, but also little clues and synchronicities that maybe you can watch out for, little things that will help you and guide you. I've been really inspired by the oracles in mythology where they give you little clues, they give you little objects and spirit guides, animals, and just synchronicities, just things, omens that you should watch out for. And even though heroes in mythology receive a prophecy, very often they forget about it and they go about their life, they go about their mission, and they forget what they got as in terms of guidance. But at the end of the day, it turns out true. So I sort of don't believe that if you hear your future, it's not gonna happen anymore. So for example, if somebody predicts something great about you, there is that perspective that, okay, well, you're gonna get lazy because you rely on the prediction and it's not gonna come true. Or, there is this belief that if you speak your wishes, if you say what you wished for, it's not gonna happen. I feel like mythology has shown us that we often forget prophecies and we often forget the things that we wished for that are actually meant for us. Usually we hold on to for dear life and with a dead grip onto things that are actually not meant for us. And when they don't happen, it's this self-affirmation going on. See, I knew it, it's not gonna manifest if I tell it to my friend, or if I tell this to someone, or if I speak my wish out loud, or if I, ask about my future. Like, for example, people sometimes are afraid to ask me certain questions when I do like readings for my friends, especially because they're like, I don't know if I want to know, especially for love. Many of my friends don't want to know because they feel like they're gonna ruin the experience or it's not gonna manifest for them. When that is not true, whatever is meant for you will manifest, and very, very often the universe has a funny way of erasing our memories or creating a sense of amnesia around the predictions and the omens that promised exactly what's meant for us. So this is your prophecy from the oracles if you could reach out to them, and these are the prophecies some of you may have forgotten about, but you need to be reminded of your destiny. I hope you will enjoy this topic. Now let's get into the pick a card groups. So group number 1, you guys I'll be using for you the Wild Unknown Tarot. I forgot the name for just for a second here. The Wild Unknown Tarot. It's a really beautiful deck. For pile 2, I'll be using the Star Tarot, and for pile 3, the Mystical Dream Tarot. So you can pick and choose whichever deck goes out to you. If you know how they look, you can pick and choose the number. I just want to mention that in all of the piles, I'll be using the same oracle decks, just different tarot decks. So yeah, make sure that you guys meditate on this one. Make sure that you guys really get intuitive and you really get into your psychic zone and focus so you can really get the correct group for you. Yeah, because I just feel like this reading is gonna be special, and I felt really inspired for this one, really infused with magic for this one. So the timestamps will be in the comment section below, as well as the description box. Wherever you go, you'll find them. and I'll see you in your reading. Everyone, hello and welcome to your oracle predictions and also the prophecies of the ancestors. I know in some cultures the oracles are the elders, so I wanted to include the ancestors. Now, let's see, what prophecy are you meant to receive? Usually I go with the oracle decks first because they kind of paint the background story, the overall bigger picture, and I carve out details with tarot. But this time I want to do it reversed because I feel like it's gonna be nice to see if the oracles match whatever intuitive things come through the tarot. And I just feel like I want to create this extra confirmation for you guys, so yeah, you really have faith in the messages coming through. But I should say excuse me, I'll be repeating words that I mispronounce because it just bugs me. It's just in my head like, you didn't say this correct. So I should tell you, keep whatever resonates and leave the rest, okay? I usually don't say this sentence, which is kind of like a default for most tarot readers out there on YouTube, but I feel like I should say it because, yeah, prophecies are a very fluid territory, I would say, for readings. Even oracles used to speak in metaphors and colors and symbols. So let's get into it. Pile 1, what is the prophecy about you? What is your hero's journey? What is your hero's story? What are the omens you should look for? What is your destiny? What do the oracles and the ancestors want to remind you of that you forgot about? I'm hearing keeping the balance on 4 wheels. Well, this is interesting. The 4 wheels, obviously movement, travel, chariot energy. But I was getting keeping the balance, like that was significant. So I'm thinking 4 wheels, the pillars of your life, the foundations that make your life go, that make your life move forward. Keep a balanced plate with responsibilities and activities to do. Because the exact vision I was getting was the pebble on the road, or the fork in the wheel, the fork on the road that makes the whole chariot crumble, that makes the whole car, crash. You may have like one little thing in your life that becomes a huge issue if you let the fundamental foundations of your life go out of balance. So I would say these are health, spirituality, love, and career, because health means you're secure in your body, career means you're stable in your material life, love means you're happy, nurtured, and then spirituality means you have faith in something bigger than yourself. And I think that these are the 4 fundamental things any human being needs to keep in balance, needs to keep in check. Of course, you can go into further categories within that, but I feel like these 4, if they go out of balance, you will notice a lot of small pebbles that try to turn around your whole chariot, and you're trying to move forward, pile 1. So yeah, and something else, when I had a vision of the 4 wheels, which is actually how I got the message, I had a vision of 4 wheels without the chariot on top, like I was just seeing the wheels and the frame connecting the wheels, which is interesting. This is giving 4 of Pentacles vibes, squares, okay? One of the wheels was very, like, almost as if it wasn't hooked or linked to the frame and to the rest of the wheels. It was about to fall off, and I was getting like that's a person. I was getting that this was representing a person. So pile 1 may let one individual kind of disturb your whole schedule, your whole 4 pillars, okay? Oh, wow. Alright, I'm getting somebody, you guys, or somebody who are moving forward despite the mockery. Because I was seeing somebody, sticking their tongue out. Part of your hero's journey, part of your destiny is to overcome mockery, to overcome basically people's opinions. Don't let people's opinions drive you. The Magician. Alright, I know what this is talking about. We have the Hanged Man. We have 3 major arcana pile 1. This is kind of crazy. The Hanged Man, the Fool, and the Magician. So I was getting, with that mockery thing, that you may have people shaming you for brand clothing or cars or the objects that you own, and them not being exclusive or luxury. You may be in a space where people have these things and you decide not to, or vice versa. You may be in a space where people mock you for wanting these things for yourself. But specifically, I was getting for a selective group of you guys, that those of you who maybe you have the money but you don't want the expensive car, or you don't want to go for the latest iPhone version. I don't know, I don't care. It's just something that you're not willing to do. You're kind of like, I don't care about these things. You're willing and you prefer to invest your resources or to use your resources in a smarter way, differently. And I think maybe there is peer pressure, or people mocking you. Oh, you're still driving your same old car, or you're still with this phone, or you still have not sold your house and you wanted to buy a new house, or buy a new apartment. Something they might be mocking you about, being able to purchase certain things but not doing so. And I'm hearing many of you are smart pants, okay? I'm specifically getting people here who are interested in financial education or finances and financial literacy, and wanting to be smart with your possessions, be smart with your resources. The Hanged Man is somebody who observes, holds back, gains a new perspective as time goes by. And the Fool is the completely opposite, somebody who jumps into the situation. So I definitely see how this can be a reversed message for 2 different groups watching this pile. One group prefers to spend time, and the more time you spend not taking action on spending money or investing your money and the resources, you gain a even better idea of how to manage those resources. And others of you might be mocked for allowing yourself to live the luxurious life you've always wanted, but you're doing that to get yourself into certain social groups. You want to do that to get yourself to a certain level. You've been building this lifestyle for some time now, and it's that's what you want, period. No one can tell you otherwise. People don't have the right to tell you how to live or how to spend your money, whether you want to save it or spend it, invest it, whatever. I'm getting a lot of this come through. I'm getting a lot of you guys are going to transform your financial background, where you come from and how your family was when you were born, how your family was doing financially. A lot of you are transforming this in a way that's your destiny. And this definitely goes beyond money. This has to do with archetypally or in astrology. The planets ruling money and resources are Pluto and Venus, or the signs of Scorpio and Taurus. And these raw money and resources in people's money and investing in this and that, but at the same time, these planets rule the resources of your soul, what's inside of you, or spiritual resources in general, not just yours, but like your ancestors, your inheritance. Venus rules your self-worth as a form of resource, as a form of abundance mindset. So you've been working on this exclusively. I do see improvements. Spirit is definitely talking about improvements. The cards are looking very optimistic, very positive. What is the Oracle's prophecy? Okay. Now listen, whether you're saving money or you're spending money, I feel like the prophecy is the same for both groups. You're gonna be resourceful. You're gonna be in a position of power where you have access to everything and anything you need. It's just that because you come from a different place, different people watching this, you will achieve that differently. For some people, you gotta save to build your legacy, okay? You gotta save up money to invest, to build your legacy and to basically prioritize what's more important and more valuable to you. And others, you're going to build that legacy and be that person rich of assets by adopting an abundance mindset and not being afraid to spend money on the life you want to live. Okay, and like the more free you feel around money, the more money comes into your life. So it's two different stories, but the direction in which these two groups are going in is the same. The Magician. In a way, you're gonna be that person that creates the life that they want and nobody knows how you guys did it. The Bat is very secretive energy. The Fool is like lucky, playful, childlike. Nobody actually knows how you did that. And I'm hearing no one is supposed to know how you achieved the life of your dreams. The Mother of Wands or the Queen of Wands. This is the creatrix. This is the witch, the Queen of Creation. Okay. She's protecting her babies. She's protecting her eggs. We have the Sun. Alright, pile one. I hoped for a very positive reading, but I usually don't expect them. And Six of Pentacles. Okay, I love this. The Sun, we have a Jaguar, the Sun, we have Wands energy, we have a lot of like yellow and orange, so gold, golden, I don't know, I'm hearing a golden ticket, but I don't know what this means exactly, but like the color gold is your lucky color. Yellow, little totems or medallions with the sun on them, or with a lion or a jaguar, even like a cobra, although this is a snake. It's, at least I associate it with the desert, with Egypt, so it's giving me more desert, warm, solar vibes than what snakes usually and reptiles represent. They usually represent water and earth. But yeah, there's a lot of fire here, so red, orange, yellow are your lucky colors. The fire sign seasons are your lucky seasons. Mother of Wands and the Sun. Oh, that's so interesting. I mean, the most basic and maybe even cliche interpretation, but it's still valid. would be that you your legacy or your destiny is to give life to something that feels very, very sacred, and nobody believed it can be executed or externalized, or nobody believed there was value in it or worth in it, or people did not believe that others, maybe you did not believe in the beginning of your journey that others will see value in this and worth in this and the reason to invest in this, but they actually do. And you're somebody that is going to create something I feel slightly controversial, or something that lived to tell the day against the odds. It lived against the odds of people and circumstances. I'm getting like fighter energy, but not from you. It's almost like whatever you want to create, that thing is alive and it's fighting. So for example, if you want to create a collection of paintings, that inspiration, that cloud of visuals and inspiration and whatever else that lives out there in the spiritual realms, it's fighting for its incarnation here. It's fighting to be expressed into this material physical realm. This is giving me also like fifth house energy. The fifth house is the house of self-expression, procreation, and creation, creating something that is quite literally an extension of you, something that you put a lot of your life force energy into. Because what I'm saying is that you've held this thing very dear to your heart for a long time, and you've been protecting it for a long time, nurturing it for a long time, warming up the field for this thing to come into being. It's almost like preparing the room for a child while pregnant, you know. And if you're a guy watching this still, try to imagine, but like preparing the nest for the babe you're gonna birth. For some of you metaphorically, for some of you this could be a literal thing. Lights flickering are for some reason coming through as an omen. That you have a lot of energy that needs to go out somewhere. So when you start experiencing issues with lights, fire, flames going out, or I don't know, doing crazy things around you, flames burning you, candles burning you or something, or lights going out, light bulbs exploding, or breaking and not working anymore, things of that nature are omens for you that, hey, you're supercharged with energy and you're not doing what you're supposed to do with it. So this is the sign that you have the energy to do whatever you want to do. Just go and do it. Invest your energy there, because when you don't express it, your environment starts to take from your light. I'm hearing when you don't pour your light into something, your environment starts to take from your light. And you may find yourself drained, even though you're in the most beautiful house, or even though you travel to your dream country. So the healing thing for you is honestly creativity. For some people it's traveling, for others is resting. The most healing thing for you, Paiwan, seems to be pouring your energy into something, creating something. That is your destiny. In a way, your destiny is to shine. And you see how from a bat to a little duck to a jaguar, I mean, you're progressing from somebody that hides in the darkness, is introvert, although you have an ear that can hear miles and miles away from you. So basically you have access to information, knowledge, and you're very observant. You had to come out of the cave, and when you did, that's your hero story, that's your journey, that's the prophecy. Once you come out of the cave, you will feel very inadequate. You will feel like, am I in the right place? And you will have to learn to trust yourself. And it's so funny how from the duck, the prey, you become the jaguar or the predator, the cat. Your bravery is rewarded with lots of gifts, lots of rewards, lots of resources. And then Mother of Wands, you suddenly become resourceful with all that you have, and smart with all that you have. The Magician, I like to think, is a bit more impulsive than the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is more of the maintenance of creation and maintaining the process of creativity and creating, like never losing that spark and inspiration. The Magician is kind of like a big bang, a flash of light, a light bolt, and then gone. I mean, you boom, here it is, and then it's gone. The Magician doesn't really sustain the creative process. It's just like a one shot, one moment. And then you have the Sun. So once you come out of the darkness, it's like this small light. There is a sudden glow up, very unexpected. And then you realize, wait, how do I maintain this glow up here? And then you learn how to be a star that is not hot or so bright it blinds you or something. You learn how to become a star that is warm and that sustains life. It produces life. It's just there, shining warmly and gently, just enough warmth, not too much. That's the Sun for me. You're somebody who will become very confident in their field of life, in their field of expertise, when it comes to a subject or, an area that you felt super inadequate about. Like at the beginning, you felt like that could never be your thing, you could never be too good at this, but you will be. That's the prophecy here. Little geckos, little reptiles, like small reptiles, are also an omen for you. You're on the right track. Let's get your omens, let's get the clues on this path of yours. Big's bite or Big's bit or a light. 9 and 8. Okay, interesting. So drive, courage, full speed ahead, spirited action. There is a time to hesitate and a time to move forward with conviction, courage, and total determination. And that time is now. Big's bite, spirit, has arrived to tell you to take a deep breath and move full speed ahead with forceful action on behalf of your own healing. Well, you guys seem like you will be some of those people that they're so far ahead of where they come from. Like poor to rich, progressive life arc. Be fierce as you push through obstacles and with laser focus, for nothing will stand in your way. You are meant to feel driven at this moment, to break free of the chains binding you to unhealthy patterns. Advocate for yourself unapologetically and be unshakable in your belief that you are worthy of achieving your goal. The conscious universe, the force that propels you, is always there for you as your ally. Now is a time for fearless action. Sail on. Oh, okay. Let's see if there's anything here. I just think that this is a confirmation of that fiery solar energy we already spoke of. The Autolite is about mindfulness and meditation on the present. Okay, so for many of you guys, it's about leaving where you come from and moving on and really being present. You know, with the sun, how did I not think of this message? It is about being present, investing in yourself now, here and now. Don't invest so much energy in the past. With the Hanged Man, you may want to rethink, and do that, but don't do it. The Autolite, I think, is a message of many of you are gonna have a spiritual awakening that brings you abundance. I think some people have a spiritual awakening where they decide to let go of any material possessions. But I think that you will either learn how to appreciate creation on the material plane, or you will learn about the abundance that flows into the universe. When it comes to the star seeds levels of this, I'm really thinking of I have this oracle deck for multidimensional beings and guides, etc. And I'm thinking of one card with a dragon on it and a chest with coins, and how, in my intuitive perception of this matrix, the money forces, the monetary establishments are reptilian or draconic ruled. So I do see you breaking through the amnesia about abundance, breaking through the illusions of lack by linking yourself beyond those layers that they try to dump us under of the matrix. So in a way, with the magician, you're not just gaining access to assets, or you're not just becoming resourceful, you're awakening to magic that's beyond logic. And you're also accessing your sovereignty. I think that for you guys, abundance, money, these things are highly related to sovereignty of your soul. Alright? And if you've been entrapped in darkness, but with these psychic abilities, or disabilities that give you a very clear intuitive perception of the world, despite what people tell you, you know what you know. And I feel like you've been isolated with information only, with knowledge only, with wisdom only, but still you felt like you didn't have access to your independence, to your inner authority. And I think the most major shift of your destiny is once you gain access to this inner authority, which in my vision, it looks like you're breaking through a glass ceiling, and that glass ceiling represents certain spiritual entrapments and illusions about the world that we live in. So you break through them and you access something much higher than that, something beyond that. So for you, gaining abundance, gaining access to abundance, living that lifestyle, even if you want to live the luxurious lifestyle that some people, conspiracists say that, oh, you're entrapped by money and you're greedy, and definitely these are they can be true statements, but just because you want a nice house or a nice car or something does not necessarily mean you are controlled by money or greediness or possessiveness or whatever else. And many times people who have nothing on them, they don't have clothes on their back, metaphorically speaking, hyperbolically speaking, they themselves are entrapped by this matrix. So for you, there is this very interesting shift where your life improves, and some people may call you out for not being as spiritual anymore, but you're actually connected to something that they will not be able to see yet. Okay? Okay. I have a couple of new decks which are a gift from a very precious person that I'm going to use today if you have not noticed. And I have this beautiful, gorgeous Oracle, the Threads of Fate Oracle Ascendant Edition. I just love it. I hope you can see the shift. This chromatic embossing, I think it's called embossing in English, I'm not sure. I'm the one studying how to do these things in university, but I'm not sure it determines the terminology in English for some things. Anyway, I think it's embossing, and yeah, this deck is just drop dead gorgeous. Let's see what other omens should you watch out for. I'm hearing pile 1, even when you get distracted or you forget about meditation practices or certain spiritual things and practices, etc. Someone will appear in your life to remind you. You have these guides that will be different people set on your timeline. They will appear after a period of forgetting about your spirituality. They will pop up into your life and they'll be like, hey, don't you want to sign up for a Reiki class with me? This person that will remind you doesn't even have to be like a guru or anything themselves. They may just pop a question or something and it will click in your head, oh my god, I should go back to this and that. I should try to do that again. So that's really nice. I feel like you have a strong thread connecting you to your spirituality and your spiritual growth, despite the focus being mostly on your physical life improving. What omens should you watch out for? Ascension. Yep, absolutely. We have a hand with wings and threads on the fingers. And then we have the outlaw. Oh, interesting. A boot with a knife. Is that a knife? Yeah, I think it is. And mountains or crystals and certain plants here. Okay. Oh, and at the bottom we have the creator. I love this. Okay, so I don't know if you can see the deck. What omens should you watch out for? I feel like you'll be getting people that will want to give you a prediction, or they will want to read your natal chart or something for free, they're just practicing, I think you're gonna get a lot of people who, oh, I'm reading poem, you know, I'm doing palmistry, can I read your poem? You're gonna get people like that. That will remind you of your ascension. And honestly, you guys are giving me Leo or Capricorn in the 5th house, Saturn / North Node in the 5th house, something. You're giving me Leo and Capricorn at the same time, hard workers, but creative, childlike, needing to express. And with the Outlaw, I'm seeing that you're prepared to climb up mountains. Knives, for some reason, can be very significant because we have it here, and here, and I feel like this is a parallel. Although this is a wand, I still feel like this is a parallel. Knives or any martial art can be significant as well. It can be part of your destiny, part of your prophecy, of your path of who you're supposed to become. But my God, you will have a touch or a connection at one point with the other side. There will be like a one experience, and maybe you will never have the same experience again, but there will be one experience, and that experience will keep your faith to move forward, to believe in something higher. That experience will be validating you every step of the way, when you question yourself, when you doubt your journey. Many of you are clairvoyant, specifically when it comes to angelic presence, angels. I'm not getting necessarily, galactic families and things like this. I'm getting specifically angelic presence. You're very, very connected to those types of spiritual beings, and you're very sensitive to them, and I think that they're the beings that you're actually able to see, maybe just as a flash of light or something, or maybe as something almost transparent moving through the air and you're not sure what it is. Maybe it's just the air or whatever, but I do see that you're actually clairvoyant when it comes to angels, and you do walk in between realms without even knowing often. Okay? Sometimes you have conversations with people won't remember those conversations. You spoke to their spirit or to their higher self. You have these little nudges and little experiences from the universe that, hey, remember you're powerful spiritually as well? Because I do see that as your life progresses, you'll be quite focused on improving your material life, and that is totally fine. But I do see how spirit will remind you, hey, spiritual ascension, you have other gifts too, you know? Another cool deck, I didn't even know this exists, but the Empyrean, I hope I'm reading this correct. The font is a little, I think this is Antiqua or Antiqua. Okay. Yeah, I'll struggle to get the cards out. Hold on. So these have a shift to them, as you can see. They're holographic. And they're super beautiful, and the image changes, like actually changes. May I say this might be my favorite deck out of all, simply because, yeah, I can't believe somebody thought of this being executable, and oh my God, that's exactly what I meant when I said you guys will create something that nobody ever thought about. Like, no one thought, oh, that's possible. Yeah, we can do that. No one really thought about it because it was too dramatic or too edgy or too something. And you are going to be the ones who do it. Also, number 9 and number 8, like number 9 is, in numerology is the spiritual life path, and then number 8 is literally the life path of money. So there is just this combination for you guys. A bit of SMR. What omens should pile 1 watch out for? Spirit, for their destiny, for their prophecy. Who are they meant to be? Okay. Oh. Ameno. Okay, we have Ameno and we have the Ouroboros with wings. Interesting. And Earth. We have a lion with wings in its head. Mercury and Leo. Some of you guys may have Mercury and Leo in the rising sign or in the 1st house or in the 11th, 10th house. The external houses, the outer houses. It's holding the world and it sits between those gates. I don't know if you can see. I hope you can see both images. Yup. And here, so Earth and Ameno. Okay. I'm getting strong energy coming through from Archangel Michael and Saint George. Now, we're in my country, we're Orthodox Christians. I don't really think of myself as a Christian, but we have Saint George. Of course, that's the equivalent of the name in English, and he slayed a dragon or a snake or something, and for some reason I'm thinking of him and that lion and the cats, or the lions versus the dragons and the reptiles, because the lion is the sun and Archangel Michael and Christ energy, and it's just this piercing light. And then you have the reptile energy representing the darkness. Okay, so some of you may be named after a saint, or you have an ancestor who was named after a saint. They're looking after you. Okay, I'm seeing warriors in the afterlife that were your ancestors protecting you. That's something I see. With the Ouroboros, I'm getting you guys will have 2 relationships that feel very similar to each other. There is a loop, like 2 people that are almost the same, and I'm getting through a strong connection to one of the archangels, specifically Archangel Michael. You're going to recognize your true soulmate. Okay, there is a mirroring here between 2 people, and you're not sure who is the true soulmate here. Okay, but yeah, that lion with the angel wings on its head and the earth in its palms feels very powerful, feels very protective. It's like whatever forces guard the earth, the planet, they also protect you. Because you are so related to the planet, you are so connected to Earth. You may have Earth sign stelliums in your chart, but also you may have part of fortune in your 1st house, in your 4th house, conjuncting your South Node, past lives, with the Ouroboros, I'm getting like south node, north node energy. Taurus or Leo might be where your south or north node are, or you may have the fixed stars within Pleiades or Taurus and within Leo, which Regulus or Aldebaran conjuncting a major point in your chart. Okay. But you're very favored to succeed in the earthly realms because you have a lot of spiritual support and a lot of background in spiritual training is what I'm hearing. Some of you may not realize where you come from in terms of your past lives, and if anyone ever tells you that you're so materialistic, I mean, of course, check in with yourself, be mindful of what I'm going to say, right? Do your own thinking. But I think that if somebody blames you or tells you you're so materialistic, blah, 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 they just don't know your background and where you come from. I think that you've been so spiritual in your past lives. You've gained some power and control over the material plane. And I think a lot of people who are stuck in the matrix or they're ignorant to it will get mad at you for no reason, simply because you're not really linked to it anymore. Maybe you used to be when you were born or young, still learning, right? Still getting used to this human lifetime. But I see that most of you guys are just unhooked, unlinked from that matrix that the majority of humanity is linked into. And it has to do with, I specifically heard many past lives where you specialized in intense spiritual training in order to be where you are right now. So if some of you struggle with manifestation, this would be really, really sad and a pity, because I feel like most of you should not be struggling with manifestation whatsoever. Don't let people shame you for what you believe in as well. Like if you believe in the archangels and somebody tells you that's Christianity and that's bullshit, don't let them do that as well. Don't let them gaslight you into hating your own faith or not believing the things that work for you, I myself am not religious or Christian or whatever, but because I've been raised in a country that is, I do know about the biblical mythology and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like I'm getting this message where you should not let people dissect your belief. Ooh, you should not let people dissect your belief systems. Don't let people cut your belief systems into pieces and question them and tell you, see, you're wrong, it doesn't make sense, blah blah blah. Cut those people off. I'm getting that whenever this happens, Archangel Michael comes with his sword, cutting a string that you have to this specific individual, like loosening your bond to them. You feel less and less connected to this person. Okay, pile one. I think that's all I have for you guys. Yeah, I don't have anything else, so I'm gonna end the reading here. I really hope you enjoyed it and it resonated. Let me know in the comment section below. I'm so excited for this reading. Can't wait to do the thumbnail and everything. So, you can like, share and subscribe to support my channel and my work. You can find my services in the description box. It's a link to commissions/services. So yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. I hope I'll see you in my next video as well. And until then, thank you so much for all of you who have been patiently waiting for a new pick card. I'll see you next time. Bye. different because it's past sunset already, so we don't have the natural daylight. But anyways, let's get into your reading. So let's see, what are the prophecies by your ancestors if you could talk to them, or by the oracles if you could ask them about your destiny, your future. Okay. I'm getting a circle. It kind of looks like a halo, but it's not. I'm hearing full circle. Things coming full circle. Completion. You guys have started something that you have to complete. It's some form of a mission that you have to complete. I think that many of you do remember your past lives. Many of you, maybe you even have like, I don't know, famous people or people that you read about and you're thinking, I feel like I lived this lifetime. Maybe you have one person or two people that you've read about and you're like, I was that person. And you may question it, and I want to tread very carefully here because I don't like it when people say, I'm Jesus, or I'm Mary Magdalene, or whatever. But you have to know for yourself, through your personal experience, through your conscious, thinking, and through your own critical thinking, whether that resonates with you or not. But I'm getting that you're reading stories that feel very familiar to how you would, if you were asked to, how you would describe your past lives. So I definitely feel like the oracles, your ancestors, your guides have given you plenty of information about your past lives. And I'm getting that some of you are reading about yourselves in the books. 10 of Cups, 5 of Swords, and the 8 of Swords. Alright. What is the messages from the oracles about your destiny? What is their prediction about your destiny? Okay. Actually, I would keep this deck because when I shuffle cards, I'm just getting into my zone, getting into my space intuitively. That ego makes me think of starting off as a shaman, starting off on a shamanic journey, tribal incarnations, very community-oriented incarnations. It's giving me South Node in Cancer vibes, or South Node in the 4th house in Sagittarius, or something like this. You were incarnated in tribes, close communities and small communities that were very related and connected to magic. Pile 2. You experienced invasions, okay, in past lives, something I'm seeing. You have to finish what you started, pile 2. I'm getting this magical journey and this journey of being with your soul tribe. You were torn away from your soul tribe and you gotta find them again and come back to them, reunite with them. So in a way, your destiny has a lot to do with building home, building a family, but also building a community, rebuilding a community, rebuilding your faith as well, rebuilding your faith in your magic. Rebuilding your faith in miracles. Okay, pilots, you, what I'm getting, this is interesting, is that you know how heroes are put through tests by the universe, right, to achieve their destiny? Your tests will be, do you believe in miracles? Do you believe that this crazy situation will be resolved by a miracle? Your heart is tested by your mind, okay? Four of Swords. Oh my gosh, the Hanged Man, a lot of swords, and Ace of Pentacles. This destiny of yours. Whenever I see the Four of Swords, I always, for some reason, think of sleepwalking through life. Sometimes life can feel like a fever dream to you, especially with the Hanged Man, that Neptune energy, that Pisces energy. You may have many 12th house placements. Part of your mission is to ground yourself, stabilize yourself, because you're often dream walking, living through a daydream, or you live life as a fever dream, or almost as a vision quest, shamanic vision quest of some kind. Life can feel very surreal to you, pile to you. You do need a bigger holistic perspective in order to ground yourself. With the Ace of Pentacles, there is something about learning how to be in your body that is super important. It's part of your destiny, okay? Learning how to be in your body. Those 10 of Cups, you know, they make me think of soulmates that you don't meet. Like, you get a connection or an experience in your meditation or in your dreams, and it never actually materializes. Part of your fate or destiny is you have a lot of like visions, and you have a lot of daydreams that are close to reality. They're almost like predictions, okay? So in a way, I'm getting that you guys have the gift of being an oracle, but you have a lot of visions that are close to reality. They are like a prediction, but you don't really believe in them. And if you're not grounded in your body, I think that often these are good things. They come to you as daydreams and certain, you know, dreams when you're asleep, and meditation visions. You can actually anchor those. You can actually manifest those. You may meet people and have dream experiences that you can actually manifest piles you, that you can actually bring into the physical realm. I'm getting a lot of music come through. You see how within the pentacles there is a heart inside the star, and it's actually shining, while here the heart is pierced by swords. So these are the external manifestations, these are the underlying energies, and that Ace of Pentacles, grounding yourself to the earth. Many of you are very cosmic inclined and very abstract. You're giving me nomad vibes, almost a soul that just travels with a group but never settles down. And it's part of your fate to metaphorically build a castle, build a home, ground to this planet, make a home out of this planet. Gaia or Earth has invited you on an ascension journey that you did not necessarily think you would stick to. But you got involved with people, with souls that don't allow you to just move on. Okay, interesting, pilots. You're learning to value relationships more than your freedom, to value love more than your freedom. And I mean, to realize that caring for people, wanting to be there for them, wanting to help them, wanting to be a guide or a student to somebody will not limit your freedom, actually. So you might be the pile with commitment issues, or struggling to find the perfect one and always giving up on certain relationships. To a degree, that's because your soul did not want to commit to Earth, is what I'm getting. You didn't want to commit to this planetary evolution. You just wanted to flee wherever you felt like, but you got entangled with other souls and you signed up contracts with them, you had experiences with them, you fell in love or you loved unconditionally in with whatever form, and now these souls need you. They're still here, they are very engaged with Earth. So you're learning to see the value in this, to see the value in settling, to see the value in planting roots, grounding yourself. Okay, let's see what types of omens you may see, may come through, that will guide you. Fish is coming through twice in the cards. And I'm saying fish because honestly, I had one very funny experience where I asked for a confirmation and I was like, I want to see this very random thing, and if I see it, it's a yes. I needed a confirmation for a decision I had to make, and I said I want to see fish bones or hear fish bones, but I wanted it to be like unexpected, unpredictable, not necessarily like, oh, we're cooking fish and there's the bone, there you go. No, I wanted somebody to point it out or for it to be specifically pointed out. And I had this experience where I was walking in the local park with my friends, and there was this one like industrial sculpture type of thing where you leave bicycles. And my friend was like, oh, look, this looks like fishbone. And it was actually in the shape. And I told my friend, it doesn't just look like it, it's actually that. And then I realized, oh my God, that happened. I got my sign. The thing where you lock your bike was actually kind of like a sculpture or something of fish bones, not a fish, just the bones. And that was a very funny experience I will never forget. So that's why I'm pointing out the fish. Because I told you guys that you are oracles yourselves, you have to learn to believe your magic, or to believe the synchronicities, to believe little messages. You have to learn to also ask the universe. What I'm hearing is that part of your destiny, or part of the reason why you have to learn how to ground yourself and commit yourself to this planet, to the earth and to the evolution of this planet, is because specifically these physical life incarnations, these incarnations in a physical body, they're teaching you how to have unconditional faith. All right. You were shamans, you were oracles, gurus, whatever, but now that maybe you were stripped away from these things, maybe they don't come inherently to you, or maybe you have gifts but you don't believe in them, you are forced to kind of have unconditional faith. That unconditional faith is the strongest type of faith you can have. So this is something I see that you're learning, all right? And as much as you want to leave, go to a different planet or a different universe, Earth has a lot to teach you. This is what the message from your ancestors and from the oracles is saying. You came here to find family, to build a home. I'm not talking about necessarily getting married and having children, not necessarily that type of family, but family in general, a community that feels like family, okay? Now, let's approach the cards from a different angle. Eight of Swords, Jupiter and Gemini, self-imprisonment, sticking to the details when you have to see the bigger picture. We spoke of this. The details will not do you they will not be in your favor. You are better off looking at the bigger picture. You feel more purposeful when you look at the bigger picture, Pile 2. Five of Swords, there's deception, okay? This is either you trying to control your emotions, convince yourself you don't feel certain things, or other people try to do that. Part of your journey, part of your hero's journey is actually the quest of forgiveness. You are here to learn forgiveness for anybody who tried to gaslight you, manipulate your emotions, etc. You're learning how to forgive them. The heart chakra is very important for you to work on. Compassion and forgiveness are very important abilities, okay? It is an ability because you practice compassion and you practice forgiveness. It's not something you are being or embodying. It's something you practice. Just like love. Love is a verb. Love is a verb. When love is a verb, when compassion is a verb, when forgiveness is a verb, this is when things start clicking for you guys, for you, Pile 2. Your heart chakra is your primary focus, your main learning point. Now, with the Four of Swords, we have Jupiter in Libra. And that's interesting. Values, morals, the universal laws and harmonies become very exalted and very important to you. So you're on a quest of discerning between good and evil. And that's why forgiveness is important, because even when you discern evil, you don't want to mirror it, right? You don't want to attack it the same way it attacks you. You want to have compassion for it as much as you can. I'm not saying to be gullible to it. I'm not saying to allow it into your life. But sending love to all corners of the world is the best that you can do. You guys are on a journey of learning peace and transcendence and surrender. With that Four of Swords, your subconscious mind your subconscious need for peace, for harmony, is often suppressed by animal instincts that kick in, that tell you, protect yourself. Okay, defend yourself, you're in danger, this person is bad. You have a really great inner instrument that tells you this is good, this is bad. You have like a real good compass for this, but when you detect something that's bad, your animal instincts kick in and they block you from practicing compassion. And let me tell you, you have certain shamanic lifetimes where you were very connected to the animal kingdom. You were shape-shifting a lot, whether in the spiritual realms or literally in the physical realm, if you believe in that being possible. I personally think that there is a possibility that shape-shifting is actually like a physically possible thing for certain shamans or certain magicians, okay? I think many of you practice this, and to a degree it took away some of your more compassionate properties, okay? It made you feel very warrior-like, very wanting to fight, very willful to fight, to put up a fight, to defend. So you're learning how to retrieve your peace, how to return back to a state of tranquility, calmness, harmony, understanding that there needs to be balance in the universe. If light exists, darkness exists as well. Understanding these principles is part of your learning journey. This is interesting, and that's a message I am a little hesitant to say, but I do see that for some of you, your destiny may start off by you being very interested in spiritual things, etc. Practices, divination tools. But I feel like at the end of your journey, you will give up a lot of these things, finding out that they're useless. All the magic you really need is within you. You don't need a ritual, you don't need a spell, you don't need tarot or even astrology or whatever else. All this magic is within you with the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like you will have a shift. And you will free yourself from certain systems that, after all, systems are a closed circle. Oh my gosh, my first vision of that circle that looked like a glowing yellowish halo or something and closing the circle, this is it. Here you go. You have the circle right here. And you sort of kind of have it right here. But I think that you will come full circle with realizing that all this time, all the magic you found externally was a projection from your internal being. So I see you being more grounded and having more faith in you rather than external resources or tools. If you were a great psychic, maybe for some of you, some abilities will be taken away, or you will just stop practicing them, and you may not believe it now, but I think that you will feel a lot more of a magical being or of a spiritual being, even though you stop practicing certain things or you stop, diving into certain topics or using certain tools. Despite this, I feel like you're gonna feel more magical. But first, before you go into that mindset, I do see you getting challenged in the astral plane and getting challenged by people, learning to differentiate whether a person's personality is good, but their soul is not, and vice versa. Like, reading the true intentions of people, but beyond their psychology and into their spirit. That's something you will have to learn to do. This is your greater lesson than all. Learning to discern the quality, the values, the virtues, the morals, the energetic state of the spirit of an individual, rather than the words they say or even the actions they take, okay? Butterflies, hummingbirds, and fish are two spirit animals that I see for you. Pyrite, okay. Euclase or Euclus. Let's see. What are the messages of these cards? 45. Inherent value, knowing your worth, self-appreciation, and genuine abundance and prosperity within. Throughout the ages, humans have sought the gems of the earth, the crystals whose beauty delighted the eye, and whose powers could aid them in their quest to achieve a sense of safety and abundance. They recognized the intrinsic value of these gifts from nature, and when Pyrite Spirit appears, you are meant to appreciate the abundance that the conscious universe has provided, an abundance of opportunities, resources, support, and most importantly, love. The conscious universe has your back. What you need will not be denied you at this time, so open yourself to receiving it by practicing appreciation. And now I'm gonna read the Euclase real quick, and then I'm gonna go into intuitively interpreting the cards, because I didn't resonate with what was in the book this time. So the Euclid is wisdom from within, inner truth, aligning with divine intelligence and trusting your own earned wisdom. I like that. Okay. I'm getting Neptune and Mercury combined for you guys. The active logical intelligence transcends the boundaries of logic and goes into the abstract thinking. the mind becomes spiritualized. If that makes sense to you, that's the only way I can formulate a sentence that explains what I'm receiving as a message. But your mind is becoming spiritualized because the mind, the human mind in general, is not inherent. I mean, it's not necessarily spiritual. Neither are many emotions, actually. That's why when I read astrology charts, I go through the psychological level and then through the spiritual level. And these two are sometimes slightly different and sometimes vastly different. But what I'm getting is that your mind is being spiritualized. When you are distracted by all the noise and stimulation that are part of our lives now, it can be hard to trust that you have what it takes to make wise choices. The appearance of Euclid's spirit is a sign that valuable insights can be found through tapping into your intuitive intelligence. You guys are indeed oracles, you are messengers, but what I'm getting is that your messages will change. Your ability as an oracle will change so much so that you will have to almost throw away a huge part of your past and enter a new age of your present and your future life. If you master the psychic language, as I like to call it, you will scrap that, you will throw it away, and you will build a new one. So be prepared for building abilities that you will have to give up on, because a spiritualized version of those is awakening within you, or it will awaken within you. When it comes to knowing the truth, there is no substitute for lived experience that has been recalled and examined. Your past lives, you guys. Through a process of alchemy, your experiences have generated wisdom that can guide you when you feel lost or confused. You know more than you think. Trust your inner wisdom, for it is guided by the conscious universe. You're learning that fear can distort your intuitive intelligence. So, release any worry and tune in within. You have a vast library of knowledge available to you and wise and loving guidance that will help you. You may become Akashic readers, okay? You may become psychics who see the energy and the timelines of people. But the way you approach that whole thing is gonna change, is what I'm getting. And the pyrite here, I did not resonate with the message from the book. What I'm actually getting, there is a golden shimmer. I know that's not gold, but there is a golden shimmer. Pile 2, you are here to overcome imposter syndrome. And at some point in your life, perhaps you believed so much so that you were an imposter, you actually became one. You're here to overcome your own way of digging yourself into the ground, okay? You're here to find the true gold within you, true light, true spirit. So because you experienced some false narratives, timelines, or beliefs and ideas that this is who you are and you weren't this person, because you went through that, you will learn to differentiate others who are false or who are going through, I don't know, who are imposters, I guess. I don't know how else to frame that. The pyrite makes me feel like you are learning to recognize true worth, true value, true abundance, true wisdom. And it's thanks to you going through the maybe, I don't know, the fake gurus, those who stole your money and they didn't teach you anything. Or the teachers that you paid for an education and you were scammed, basically. I think in all the ways in which you felt like this life failed you or the universe failed you, you're going to rebuild whatever you were seeking out from within, especially spiritually, especially when it comes to a mystical experience you hoped somebody else will provide for you. You will build this from within, and you will build the wisdom from within. So yeah, that's what the pyrite makes me think of. Let's get the Trades of Fate Oracle into the picture. What omens can you watch out for? Pile 2. The Revolutionary. I love that. This is Prometheus carrying the torch of flame. The fire, bringing it to the humans. And the warrior, and oh my god, it has the ram 80s energy here. Alright. Well, 80s and the revolutionary. I'm getting false teachers, I'm hearing false teachers and teachings. You are supposed to pioneer a new perspective on truth. You're supposed to get out of the past. Pile 2. You're supposed to allow yourself to learn and to embrace modern or new perspectives. You've outgrown certain teachings, if that makes sense. You've outgrown certain levels of education. You don't necessarily need it. Do not distract yourself with somebody else's truth, because you will never find yours. So I'm hearing the oracles speak of finding your truth will take time, but it's more worth it, and don't think somebody else will provide your truth for you. That's how they're putting it, that's how they're framing it. I hope this resonates and it makes sense to you. You want to put up a fight against boundaries, against limitations. And I'm not talking about the family tribe thing, okay? Remember, many of you are here to find your tribe, to evolve along with your tribe. But maybe because you love them, you will put up a fight against them as well, making them question what they believe in, making them ask themselves, why do you believe this? After you spiritualize your own mind, you will spiritualize the minds of your community and of your tribe. And after you surrender that need to not commit, and once you commit, you're going to forge everybody else that you committed to, who are also committed to you, into freedom. I hope this makes sense. But a sacrifice of freedom now will grant you freedom in the future. I'm hearing 777. Define, okay? You have define and you have an angel, and I'm not sure which part of the hierarchy of angels this is. I don't know how much you can see. Can you? I hope you can. Oh, right. This one wanted to escape. Oh, that's a card that the previous pile got, Earth, but I'm gonna leave it here with the lion holding. You remind me of pile 1 slightly. There are similarities, but not all of it. Not all of it. Ecstasy with falcons and griffins flying on this card. Wait a second. Oh. Okay, yeah. So that's the card. And that lion. Okay. This is making me think of ancient Persia. It's making me think of ancient palaces and castles. I feel like you're a mix of, you were born into tribes and shaman and being a shaman, and you were born into communities, but you were also born into places of power, and you're here to overcome both, if that makes sense. You are neither supposed to be the gypsy without home and roots, or the royal with a huge legacy that limits their potential for growth. You may have North Node in Cancer in the first house that is ruled by Aries, or North Node in Aries in the 9th house, or North Node in Sagittarius in the 10th or the 4th. I'm getting like very specific placements here, so excuse me if I'm going overboard with astrology, but these are coming through. Because you know in your blood there is some powerful magic, but at the same time you want to be free, you want to be liberated. But at the same time, you have people that will rely on you. You have a soul tribe that expects you to stand up. And you will stand up for your tribe in the way you're supposed to after you give up false and comfortable truths you've accepted about reality, spirituality, love and relationships. You will spiritualize your mind. You will start thinking from an abstract point of view, and not everyone will understand you. And you're not meant to be a voice for everybody, but for your people. Alright, yeah, we have ecstasy, we have earth, and we have define. When it comes to starseed origins, because that is coming through for some of you, I am getting Cygnus and Lyra. I can't lie. I'm getting Lyra. When I saw the Pyrite, I was getting Lyra all the way through. So a lot of Lyran souls. This explains why you may feel homeless, like you have nowhere to return. But your home was created before you called it home, meaning that you can create home as well. And yeah, Lyra and Cygnus are coming through very strong. Alright, Pile 2, I feel like that's all I have. Pile 2, you guys were a bit slow, a bit complex for me to handle and understand, but I still hope the messages resonate on some level with you. And yeah, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know if something that didn't sound right or didn't make sense to me actually made sense to you. Let me know if you actually got something out of this mumbo jumbo of words. Okay, that's usually how my channeling goes lately, so I just hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this is useful and helps you, and I'll see you in my next pick card. Until then, you can support me by liking this video, sharing it with friends, subscribing to my channel, watching previous content, and if you want to, you can also support me on Ko-fi or commission any of my services that are available. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this. I'll see you soon. Bye. Hi Pile 3 and welcome to your reading. As I already told Pile 2, the lighting is a little different because it's past sunset, so we don't have the natural daylight coming through the window anymore. I hope this doesn't bother you, especially if you have watched Pile 1. I saw it on my camera that the daylight was better, but whatever. We're gonna get used to this one too. So let's get into your prophecies from the oracles. Four of Swords, we have the cave and a guide right here. Getting into the unknown is what I'm getting. Accessing the unknown, accessing forbidden. Right. Pile 3, this is interesting territory because I'm getting part of your mission, part of your fate and destiny. The prophecy about you is getting into the taboo, the 8th house, sexuality, deep psychology, death and rebirth, the meaning of life, getting into everything controversial and everything that just shakes up your reality, diving into the unknown and being brave about it. You guys are Persephone, or some of you are Hades, but you are most likely both. But I'm getting Persephone getting into the underworld as an archetypal story. You are the hero in that story. The thing is, you're getting into your own underworld first and foremost. You may come from a underdog background. Pile 3, Ace of Cups, okay, and the Lady of Swords or the Queen of Swords. With the Ace of Cups, definitely the mysteries of life, definitely the mysteries of transformation. After all, the Ace of Cups is the Holy Grail, or the body retaining the soul and the personality with all of its memories. So you're here to explore history, deep dive into history, evolution of human beings, evolution of our psychology. I'm getting evolutionary psychology for many of you, evolutionary astrology as well. That's a thing. If you don't know, it's a thing. Lady of Swords, you will be a scholar, okay? Pile 3, you'll be a scholar. You're somebody who's meant to forge into unknown territories that your ancestors only slightly touched upon, or they had this natural wisdom, the oral wisdom, right, passed down from one generation to another. You're supposed to actually go into it, study it, get a PhD for that, just become acknowledged and involved with this through and through. There is a field that you are meant to become really good at and really knowledgeable at. Many of you are supposed to be teachers, but you have a lot of work to do. And some of you are already doing some of it, okay? Part of your prophecy is that you will find a supportive partner, somebody that pours into you, somebody who will support this learning quest, this journey of you becoming a teacher or a scholar. Ten of Wands, Ten of Wands, the Three of Pentacles. Absolutely, school is super important for you guys. Education is super important. Four of Cups, the thread of time, the thread of life. Indeed, the mysteries of life and death will be significant to you. But once again, I'm getting that you will study the mysteries from an intellectual point of view. Muses, I'm hearing muses. The Oracle's message is, you gotta follow your muse. You gotta follow your inspiration. Sometimes you are turned off by what attracts you, if that makes sense. Or you're afraid. So for example, you're very interested in certain things, but they also throw you off. You're very interested in certain taboo subjects, but you're afraid of really diving into them. You may have a partner that actually supports you and teaches you how to be brave and dive into those things, face those things. Time. Time is a big thing for everybody, but there is a significant message here. History repeating itself. Yeah, you may find yourself having to be the generational curse breaker. If you get to do it in the first place. Some of us work really hard and still cannot break certain generational curses. Many of you are meant to unite with your soulmate or even your twin flame. Like there is this very magical, nourishing union that I see where you're growing old with somebody and it's really worth it. Mary Magdalene or any grandmother figures in your life may be very important to you. I'm seeing sewing clothing. That's interesting because it's not inherently spiritual or anything like that, or I don't know, related to scholars and teachers, but I'm getting that you have feminine energies passing down gifts of cooking, sewing, renovating furniture and things like this, like things that they did around the house. You're becoming very proficient at those skills. You turn them into something like high quality, profitable even, something that's respected. little needles, red threads, red bracelets, like a thread turned into a bracelet with a little needle on it or something, a needle on your shirt, a small, those small needles, I don't know what they're called in English. I'm not, it's not a curfew. What is it? No, that's different. Anyways, like a small needle with a little bow on the end, very small one. I'm getting that those are significant of magic and almost casting good luck charm on you. I think that your grandmothers did it a lot. You're supposed to do it as well. There are little rituals for good luck that you need to recall from your grandmothers, especially, and continue that tradition. I keep getting that you guys are going to meet a perfect mirror to you. You have a mission with your partner, or they will simply be very supportive of your mission. I'm just getting a lot of love that you receive from the other side, from your family. A lot of love from, a lot of love of tradition, for tradition, and even if you don't think of yourself as somebody traditional necessarily, I still feel like there is respect, and just a continuation of certain traditions and rituals in the family. I'm getting that you should not forget those. And I keep getting this message: do not forget the family. Don't forget your family. Don't forget where you come from. Don't forget about your ancestors. Don't turn your back on your family. Now, of course, there are different specific situations that are very individual, but I'm getting do not turn your back on your family, because you know what I'm getting? I'm seeing grandmother figures threading a longer lifespan for you, for your kids, for your husband or wife or partner if you don't get married. I'm getting them threading more time into your lifespan, giving you more time. So there's something about you being worried that there is no time, it's too late for this and that. They always bend your perception of time to give you a little bit more. They make those quantum leaps that you experience where time slows down, you suddenly have more time. You have to ask for time. That's actually, I'm seeing hands that have water, okay, they carry water, but for some reason I feel like my mind is telling me that water is not water, it's time. So, and they want to pour it into you. So your ancestors, especially grandmothers, they want to pour time into this life of yours so that you can do more, because they see you. They see your abilities to do a lot of things. You're giving me Gemini, Pisces energy. Sagittarius too, okay. The oracle is saying that foreign lands will call out to you unexpectedly. You will try to move and it won't work, and then you won't be trying to move nowhere and it will call out to you. Solar light. The day you put on glasses is the day your life begins. So something about like literal eyesight issues or something where you have to put eyeglasses. Well, once you do that, it's kind of like a marking point, a rite of passage. It's when your mission, a new mission activates or begins. So that's going to be a significant moment I want you to remember. Or changing glasses. Some of you wore glasses when you were young, but you'll be changing them. Moldavite. Okay, Moldavite and sodalite. Okay. Number 8 and 7. Alright. Sodalite came out first, so I'm gonna read about it first. Mm, 52. Essential meaning. Intentionality, conscious awareness, and unawakened state, inner knowing and self-confidence, clear expression of intentions. Clear expression of your intentions. It's when we fall asleep to our spiritual nature and connection with the universal consciousness that old habits return and we forget our commitment to personal transformation. So the light spirit has appeared to help you wake up and notice whether you are becoming complacent and not following through as you promised yourself you would. Now is the time to reconnect with the conscious universe so that the light spirit can magnify your awareness, helping you recognize whether your conscious and subconscious intentions are in sync so that you do not get in your own way as you co-create what you desire. 8th house workings. Alright, you are going to be a mind engineer. Some of you AI engineers, others of you psychiatrists and psychologists, subconscious reprogrammers, hypnotherapists and things like that. You will be redefining, restructuring, rebuilding the structures of the psyches of you and people. That's a specific message, but I'm getting when a lion child or a Leo kid, maybe Leo rising, Leo sun sign, is born into your family, this doesn't have to be your child. It can be somebody else's, but family, their blood. You're gonna be once again initiated into a new mission. To some degree, you'll be a guide to this child. Let them seek you out and be available to them, is what I'm getting. 35. Moldavite. Transformation, rebirth through life, initiation and opening to new experiences, revitalization and renewal. New doors open and you cross the threshold. It can be exhilarating to know what you're stepping out of to know that you're stepping out of the old and into a new self, ready for the unexpected gifts that come with this initiation. Moldavite Spirit's message is to know that as you walk through an open door, you're being reborn in a sense. For you will be different once you have made a conscious choice to say goodbye to what was. Rebirth was always, it always involves tension and struggle. Crystals can only form if there is plenty of pressure to change. If you are frustrated or uncomfortable, know that relief is on the way, so just focus on what is happening as a better tomorrow begins to reveal itself. You guys will have, your destiny is a compilation of cycles, and you will have many ups and downs, but I just want you to know there will be many things you start, many missions you begin, many quests you begin, and many purposes you get involved in that you will actually finish within this lifetime. They will die, you will mourn them, those paths, and then you will start something new. I just see many circles, wheels right next to each other, and one circle dies, another one is born. One circle dies, another one is born. So you will feel nostalgic many times when you basically finish a mission. But Spirit is saying there is another one awaiting you, okay? Connect to that internal source of inspiration, knowing that the work never really ends. You always have something to look forward to. Pile 3. What are significant omens for you? Release. And love. Wow. Okay. You may specifically, like, the universe may be very generous, giving you a heads up about losing people or relationships in your life. The universe will give you a heads up when you have to release something. Alright? And that's actually a gift, because when we lose something unexpectedly, it's really difficult to let it go. But if we know ahead, I'm not saying it's gonna be easier, and this talks about physical loss, but also metaphoric loss, okay? I think that you guys will receive heads up. I think that you will see omens, and that's the universe way of trying to prepare you as much as possible and trying to ease you into change as much as possible. The universe will not force you into sudden, rapid change. Pile 3 is what I'm getting. The universe will ease you, but you have to be very observant, alright? Very present in order to notice these omens. Otherwise, it will feel abrupt, and you'll be like, but why? Why so suddenly? Wow, the universe was trying to inform you. Little frogs is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing paper frogs, and I'm seeing little, I don't know what this is, I've never seen this, but I'm having a vision of like a, the paper in which you wrap up candy, but there's a frog on it. So I don't know if this is significant to anyone out there, but this is like a message. That's the universe speaking to you. That's how it's sending signals, okay? Oh, sorry. The throat and the crown chakra are big for you. These are the ones you have to work on. Chaos. Oh my gosh. There is like a storm around the head. A halo made out of thunderbolts, if you can see. Okay. Chaos. Needle. There is no freaking way. This is a new deck. I don't know the cards, but it says needle. I hope as I shift this card you can see it. Oh my god. Yep, needles, as I said. The threads of the universe, a lot of feminine energy. Chaos is the feminine, creative energy. Spontaneous creation coming into existence. But the thing is, oh my god, before you create something, the universe will show you that this is where you're headed. You guys get heads up, that's it. Like, that's how the universe supports you. You guys get heads up about what you're about to create. You see little omens, little signs that, hey, this is what you're manifesting, this is what's coming into your life. So you are always prepared. Oh, this card came out in a different pile and I'm not really feeling like I want to take it. So, no thank you. Oh, what's that? Intervention. All right. God's finger. You may have yods or God's finger in your astrology charts. I'm getting a relationship coming through, and like you have to do synastry about you and this person. You may have yods in your synastry or in a composite chart. These are types of natal charts, not natal, astrology charts, where you look at the quality and the character of a relationship. Intervention, needle, and chaos. This lifetime for you guys, I feel like the oracles are giving you heads ups. They're giving you warning signs and just signs, prepare for this and that. Because they can't give you the full story even if they wanted to. A psychic will not be able to give you the full story even if they wanted to. Because what I'm getting is those weavers of time and fate and destiny, they're changing your destiny. You're changing your destiny, but also your ancestors are helping you change your destiny. Your romantic partners are helping you change your destiny. If you were to look into a crystal ball and ask it, what's my future? It will show you a cloud. Because in this life, you're supposed to establish some connection so spiritual or so high or so deep or so intense with a higher force that your prayer and your words and you wishing for something, the Three of Pentacles, as she is reaching for that fruit, you will have access to information that will completely rearrange and change your future. Because it will rearrange and change your mind. And it will shake your belief system. Pile 3. Maybe an unexpected metaphysical experience will change how you view the world. It will change your beliefs, and that will be like a domino effect. But what I'm getting is that your destiny is always changing. I'm telling you, guys have like a couple of purposes. It's not just one. So you need more time. You have like a lot of Uranus energy come through. Needle. Intervention. There are two hands here. I don't know if you can see, but there are two hands like holding like this. Somebody is trying to insert themselves, weave themselves into your thread of life. I don't think this is bad, okay? I'm not getting bad vibes, alright? But I'm getting intruding energy here. You have someone that will come into your life that may not feel like a soulmate, but they will become a soulmate. They will learn to be your soulmate, if that makes sense. once they learn how to be your soulmate, I'm getting you will rest, your work will end. I'm getting that the last cycle or the last purpose you'll be involved with is just relaxing and allowing somebody else to do the work. You may pass down a business, pass down a legacy. Because you've been doing this for a long time. You've been on Earth in very critical moments of history. Okay, you put yourself in the mid of chaos. Often you were the God's finger. You came here trying to change the destiny of humanity or the destiny of Earth. And that's why the universe, to thank you, will change your destiny. It will insert itself in the mid of your chaos so that it helps you. You earned the help of the universe because so often you were willing to throw yourself in the middle of a storm. And the universe is saying, hey, at the end of this lifetime, it's okay to rest, it's okay to relax. You deserve it. And I'm getting something about continuing oral tradition after not believing in it for a long time, feeling like you have to record everything, to write down everything. I see you really getting into oral tradition, maybe storytelling or some form of public speaking. For many of you, this person that will learn to be your soulmate is an artist, either a musician or like an artist, a painter. And they're the type of person who would be okay living in a house in a remote area, away from the big city, away from the center of the city. For so long, Pile 3, you've been in the eye of the storm. The universe in this life will help you to get out of the storm, not be in the periphery, in the center, nowhere, but just out of it. And you will become a storyteller of your family. You will become the one carrying on the oral tradition of the family. You have stories to tell that are meaningful, but they may not be meaningful for like 1,000 people or so. They would be most meaningful for your family and your friends, maybe just people close to you at the end of your life. For some of you, this may be close. For some of you, this may be very further into the future. Who knows? But yeah, that's what I'm getting here. And no, I'm not predicting how you're gonna die. By the way, if you're trying to seek that message, no, I'm not doing this. Because even if I wanted to, I literally cannot. So, it's not my psychic gift to do this. Some people can do it. I think that's a very difficult gift. Some people have it, but I don't. And yeah, because I was talking about end of life, stuff like this, and I'm worried you may take this the wrong way, so just so you know, Pile 3. I feel like that's all I have for you guys. I hope this resonated. I think Pile 3 was shorter than the rest of the piles, but that's all I have, and I just hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it helps you. I hope you felt something that made sense in that abstract prophecy, alright? I'm doing quote unquote because it's not my prophecy to you, it's the prophecy of the universe, and I hope I was the messenger and I did my job properly. So let me know how this resonated, let me know if it's useful, and I'll see you in my next video. Until then, you can support me by watching other videos of mine, liking, sharing, and subscribing. And you can also support me by going to my Ko-fi website, looking at my services, or donating. That's also ways in which you can contribute. But regardless of how you contribute, I'm just grateful for your presence, and I'll see you next time. Bye.